What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Golden Boot Podcast. It's Friday night. If you didn't know that already, I mean, you should. It's the best day of the week. I mean, nobody says Monday is the best day of the week. It's always Friday, right? Friday is the best day of the week. Oh, man, we are excited to be with you tonight. Man, there's some major breaking news this week. Huge news, both in the NFL and college. We're going to touch on all kinds of stuff tonight. We're going to touch on some basketball, some baseball, throwing some MLB, sprinkling some
boxing,
NFL, and some
pro wrestling, you name
boxing. I mean, what is this show turning into? It used to be a football show. Well, now football's almost over, so we just kind of have to tag in everything else.
Let's be honest. It started out as a baseball show.
It did start out as a baseball show. It's evolved. Evolution has happened. We are so excited to be here tonight. As always, my name is George Hancock, at The Real Hog Fan on Twitter. You can find me on Facebook, wherever. It doesn't matter. You don't want to follow me anyway. I'm joined tonight by Vandy Chris. He's waiting on baseball to start, obviously. Mr. Propellerhead, he's in this football stadium, if you didn't know. Cody Slavinsky, I think Jay Johnson is calling him for his towel boy position. It's time. It is time. Oh, man. Go ahead, Chris. What?
I didn't say nothing.
I thought you were saying something. My bad.
No, that was Cody.
My bad. We got some folks in here tonight. Terry Walker says, "What's up, everyone? What's up, man? Good to have you in, man." Dylan Vance says, "Let's go." Absolutely. Appreciate you guys jumping on. Hey, I wanted to bring your attention down to the banner down at the bottom screen. Like, follow, share this broadcast with your family, friends, and even your enemies. Doesn't matter. They're still going to watch it. This is the Golden Boot Podcast. You can follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, on Twitch, on TikTok. And you can see all of the ways you can find us down there. You can email us at the Golden Boot Podcast at gmail.com. Just saw this on the page timeline for College Football Fanatics. Nice. Well, I'm glad you joined in. Thank you for joining tonight. It's going to be a good one, Terry. We're going to talk a lot of stuff, man. We appreciate everybody. Yeah, we love to see your comments. So Hey, once we start kick this thing off, we love to see your comments. Dylan Vance says, "Chiefs Kingdom, let's go Chiefs." I figure we're gonna have a bunch of that tonight. But with that being said, let's kick this thing off. Let's get into our icebreakers. All right. Well, as always, something I always like to break the ice, but how's y'all's week been? I mean, mine's been a little busy. Not gonna lie, a little busy. Chris, how's your week been? Has work been killing you?
Been an easy week at work. But
it's been an easy week.
The week did start off kind of bad. I was a little bit under the weather earlier this week.
Right.
Kind of got better. Sunday night into Monday, was able to come on and do the show with Cody on Monday night. One of the biggest shows we've ever done. Unintentionally, me halfway under the weather. George was out sick. Turned out to be one of the biggest shows we've ever done. And then Tuesday,
we've ever done.
Yeah. And Tuesday I felt much better, and I guess, having a little bit of success made me feel good.
Good. Cody, how about you, buddy? How's your week been?
It's been pretty busy, to be honest. We've had the behind the scenes working on the Harbaugh stuff.
Yeah.
All that fun stuff. Kids are kids and make you want to go crazy, rip your hair out, or what little bit you got left.
Right.
And, no complaints. Just one day closer to baseball season starting.
Yeah. And on that note, I mean, we might as well get this out of the way. A huge congratulations to everybody in College Football Dogs, because that was a major victory on correctly getting the story out that Harbaugh was going to go to the Chargers. A lot of people doubted. A lot of people were saying, "Nah, it'll never happen. You're an idiot." A bunch of Michigan fans were just livid. But
it was cool to see all the fans in the comments too. Like, good job, guys. Y'all really did this. I was like that. It's rare to see.
So anyway. I actually went back and looked the other day.
Yeah.
The first time college football dogs put it out there that Jim Harbaugh was going to the Chargers was on January 5th.
Okay. January the 5th.
It was before the national championship game.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
We put it out there. College football dogs put this out there.
Yeah.
That being said,
I don't care what ESPN
spoke about it before that.
Yeah, I don't care what ESPN, Sports Illustrated, On3, any of those networks have to say about it. We had it first, and we have the receipts.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh, man, we have national champion coach Jody Robinson with us tonight. Jody.
The GOAT.
I have no internet, but thank goodness for cricket. I mean, yeah, you know, hey, I saw that on your Facebook, buddy. Hope you get your internet fixed. Terry, since you're a new viewer with us tonight, I know you said you have a very important 2-part question for y'all. So we're going to start tonight by answering your question. If Chip Kelly leaves UCLA, which I hope, where does he go, and who does UCLA find to replace him? Chris?
Number one, where does he go? I think he rides off into the sunset and retires.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because he's been at Oregon and had amazing success there. He's been to the NFL. Kind of up and down results, depending on how you want to look at it.
Yeah.
And then back to the college game where it's been a grind and a struggle ever since he came back.
Yeah.
So I think he rides off into the sunset, maybe becomes an analyst for somebody big, which that would make perfect sense. As for who does UCLA find to replace him, there is one name that's out there that nobody ever thinks of when it comes to the college game.
And who is that?
Josh McDaniels.
Mm-hmm.
I think he would thrive at a place like UCLA. He's not cut out to be an NFL head coach, and some people aren't cut out for that. But
yeah,
I think Josh McDaniels would kill it in the college game.
Yeah, I agree. I do think that Chip Kelly is more likely to retire, but I have heard that too, Terry, where rumor is he'd be an OC in the NFL. That was going to be my second choice, is where somebody would pick him up as an offensive coordinator in the NFL. That is a very good bet to take for sure. Dylan says West Virginia has an All-American preseason baseball player.
JJ Weatherholt.
JJ Weatherholt.
Kid is a stud. Big 12 preseason player of the year.
Yep.
Colin says, if we held a CFB Dogs duel, who do you pick against the Beaver in a damn building contest? There's nobody that you can pick in against the Beaver in a damn building.
Well, you got to think about it, though. If he gets a splinter in his tail, he's screwed.
Yeah.
So at that point, see, I would say Kenny, but then again, he doesn't have enough teeth to chew through the wood. So he would be out of it.
He can gum it.
Oh, dang, dude. Wow.
And the problem is, too, if, they started building dams, Kenny would burn them down. So, I mean,
yeah.
I mean, God, you got to love those inside jokes. People are like, what? What the hell are they talking about? Matt says, who replaces the Iowa coach, Chris?
So that's an inside dig at me. I was under the impression that Kirk Ferentz was done after this year. Apparently, he's going to give it another go.
Yeah.
But whenever Kirk Ferentz leaves Iowa, you can write it in a book. Mark Stoops is going to Iowa. Whenever Kirk Ferentz leaves, Mark Stoops is going.
There you go. Dylan says, I pick Hunter to go against.
Hey, nobody handles wood like Hunter, so.
Oh, God. Oh, starting this out great.
Also, let's go back to this one. This comment right here.
Yeah.
We never say baseball on this show, Nate. How dare you? Where do you get off?
Nate.
Who do you think you are?
What a profile picture, Nate.
I'm
Boy,
offended.
you look like you need to be on the cover of a magazine, bro. That's a Vogue shot, man. Wow. How long did it take them to like this is not like I'm not making fun of you at all. But like, do you have to schedule like hours in advance to get those lines on your beard, bro? Like
that's how it that naturally grows that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a Gator fan. What do you expect?
He's a Gator fan. Jack Hugh. Yo. What's up,
Colin
dude?
had a question for you.
Oh yeah. Has Vandy been brought up yet? Nope, not yet.
Every time Vandy is mentioned on the show from now on, I'm
gonna
you.
Okay.
There you go.
Good thing that my earphones don't work anyway. Okay, all right, let's jump into this thing. We got a lot to talk about. First, first, whatever you want to call it, I don't care. First thing on the list. Holy cow! If you have not heard yet, wait a minute. We're not to that point. Kayshon Boutte betting under Kayshon Boutte 7. Get that off there. This is pretty nuts.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at all.
8,900 bets while underage, while being in LSU. I mean, okay, I'm not. If there was one player on that team that I would guess and have to pick out to do something like this, it would absolutely be Kayshon Boutte. When they played, it was 2 years ago when they played Florida State, and that whole debacle of him trying to, like, I don't know, hold out or something. There was like problems with, right, 8,900 in 13 months. Yeah, for real, dude. How? I'll show you how. There's a live look at Kayshon Boutte placing all of his bets. Because man, that is just nuts. At least 6 on LSU football games. It's just wild.
Here's the thing, though. He bet on himself. He bet on himself to, like, he bet on them to beat Florida State and him to have like over 82.5 yards receiving in the game, which he didn't do that. But, so here's the thing that people aren't really mentioning in all this. If you remember last year, Kayshon Boutte actually announced he was coming back for the 23 season. Okay. And people are like, whoa, did not expect this. I'll take it. Well, when that was announced, all was fine and dandy and everything was good. Then just out of nowhere, everything went silent with him. It was quickly announced he's going to NFL. He's gone.
Right.
All that. And then the stories came out about like secret sex parties and crazy stuff happening in Atlanta, like just a bunch of weird stuff. Well, now the more I think about it, one, those sex parties were never confirmed, ever. He never got in trouble for it. He made it to the NFL. I think this is where it started. I think this is what it was.
You think?
And I think they got wind of it and they said, hey, you gone. Yeah. So they said, look, you can make it where either, one, you take a crazy discipline, you get disciplined on this and you get publicly shamed, blah, blah, blah. Or two, you just say you're going to the draft. We end it here. That's it. And I think he took the latter and now he's paying for it.
Yeah.
That being said, if you're going to bet, why the hell would you use your actual name?
That's the perfect question. Why you used accounts with the name Kayshon Boutte 7, Kayshon Boutte 01, and then used his personal accounts with his name on them for the money to go to. Like, how dumb do you have to be?
Like, you literally, what you do is you get a friend. Hey, buddy, you have a bank account. I'm going to give you some money. You're going to make this FanDuel account for me, and I'm going to bet through it. Yes. Right. Okay. It's perfect time to bring that up because I'm ready to talk about that one as well.
Yeah.
Okay. But on this whole betting thing, let's look at some numbers. 62% of all college males actively participate in gambling.
Sure.
Why are Iowa and Iowa State the only schools that have suffered any punishment from the NCAA from?
I'm trying to figure that one out myself.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out.
I don't know if it's like a big probe going on now, and they're legit going to have to say, hey, every school is going to have to go through every athlete's, all their stuff.
Yeah. Oof.
Which I guess is a violation of their privacy.
And if you remember, when the story broke about Iowa and Iowa State, it wasn't very long after that. Nope. A certain baseball coach was placing bets from the dugout of his baseball game through a third party sitting in Major League Baseball stadium.
Truth. Yep.
But Iowa and Iowa State are the only ones that have suffered any punishment.
I have no idea why that's the case. I really don't. I think a lot more is going to come out on all this whole betting scandal, though, because it's just very strange.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
Especially with all this happening, but no one giving real answers to anything.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess let's go ahead and move to the Vince McMahon topic real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
You drop it.
As everybody in the world knows, Vince McMahon, owner of the WWE, WWF formerly, he yes, I agree with that one, Colin. So Vince McMahon over the years has been a controversial figure. He had the steroid scandal. He's had, the situation where Owen Hart's rope broke. He died in the ring. Then you had the Chris Benoit murder in his family situation. Like, there's been a lot of scandal come up. And then as of recently, there's been issues of sexual misconduct. And, at first when you heard it, it's one of those things where you always hear believe the victim, but then you always hear innocent until proven guilty. There's a lot of ifs, ands, and buts about every situation. Well, in this one, like, obviously when you hear something like that, a man of his power per se and all that, maybe not surprised to hear something crazy like that. But then the court documents got leaked and all the text, and I read them, and he sounded like a 15-year-old boy that literally decided he was going to go on like a little chat room and start talking to a girl and giving his best spiel of like a fantasy kind of thing. And
yikes.
Let me just say, that is not the way I'd expect a 70-year-old man to talk in a text message. Like, wow. And literally the word trafficked was used in this.
What?
So, like, I don't know what the actual situation is, like, about how deep all this went, like, and what actually happened. But it is officially announced that I would not be surprised if Vince went to Diddy's party. There's a lot of rumors about Vince on the side, too. But no, so Vince is officially resigned from Tico Holdings. He has no affiliation with that or WWE anymore. The closest affiliation he has is his son-in-law, Paul Levesque, or Triple H, as you would know him as. So, yeah, the Vince era is officially over now. Like, people thought it was over when he supposedly retired, and then he came back. They made the sell. He stayed, and then now he gone. So,
is it really surprising after all the stories about him and Trish Stratus went out?
Oh, no, not at all. I mean, honestly, I have no idea.
The dude has a record.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, for sure. And let me just say that his fantasies are a little wild, just to be perfectly honest. Yeah,
I would not.
I will privately share those texts with you guys later, so y'all can see what I'm talking about.
I don't know if I want to look.
God.
You do. There's no images or nothing like that. It's just like when you read it, you're like, did a 70-year-old man really type this? Like, it's that bad. But yeah, Vince is gone. It's huge. I mean, it really is. Because WWE is at a point now where they announced recently they're actually going to move to streaming on Netflix, leaving the USA network, which is almost unheard of. And yeah, so I guess going to Netflix, I guess they can still have some kind of commercials, but oh yes, the Ring Boy scandals. Oh my gosh, with Pat Patterson, don't even get look. I have a professional wrestling podcast in the works. All these stories are going to be on it because I want it to be as controversial as possible. And I'm pretty sure Bisco Beeve is going to be one of the hosts on there because he knows what's going on. But yeah, I feel so like Brandon said right here, during the Attitude Era, you saw the craziness that happened there. I feel like that was just scraping the edge of the insanity of his brain of what's in. And Yes. So, and I would love to have Bisco on the show because it's going to be awesome. Like I literally, yeah, I'll get to that later. But yes, Vince McMahon is gone.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, and for anybody who says, "Oh, why are you talking about wrestling? That's not a real sport." Listen, it's entertainment.
Sports entertainment.
Okay? Sports entertainment, and he was an icon.
And anyone that hates wrestling literally has probably watched wrestling at some point in their life.
Yeah.
So let's just say that none of the Rhodes are from Texas. That is not their given name, and they actually live in Jackson, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Wait, who?
The Rhodes family.
Oh, yeah.
They're not from Texas.
Well, to be fair, the Rhodes family, they're all well traveled too. They actually so I knew Tennessee was like where they're from originally, but I know that Georgia is where Dusty kind of finished raising his kids. Winning the Royal Rumble, that's a tough one. For some reason, I feel like
Triple H.
That would be hilarious. No, I want to say honestly, I would say probably. I guess you got to give it to Cody Rhodes tomorrow night. Just go ahead and let him line up to finish the story, or you can set him up at Elimination Chamber. But yeah, there you go.
I used to watch Cody Rhodes as a no-name wrestler on a weekly show right here in Columbia, Tennessee.
I'm not surprised.
Mm-hmm.
I would love.
He was nowhere near as big as what they make him sound or look out on TV.
He's a good dude though. But yeah, so you want to talk some boxing now?
Yeah, let's hear it.
All right. This is crazy that we're talking about stuff that's not football and baseball.
Fine, doesn't matter. Let's hear it.
Love it.
This is big news right here.
This is like arguably the biggest fight on paper of all time that they're working a contract out to get. Mike Tyson, Fedor Emelianenko. Fedor is known as being a Sambo champion / MMA champion. Yeah. Mike Tyson, everybody knows Mike Tyson. And Fedor. So I put the records of both guys, but please note that Fedor's record is MMA, Tyson's is boxing, but they're working a contract out to box. And let me just tell you, people think, Tyson's a boxer, Fedor, he has no chance. No, Fedor has a very good chance. Fedor has made a history of fighting guys much bigger than him his entire career. The dude can throw. And I mean, he literally started 31-1 in his career. He took some stupid fights as he got older that he shouldn't have taken. That's why he's got 7 losses in his career. He's arguably the greatest fighter in the history of fighting. I've been watching the guy since I was a little kid. He's a beast. Obviously, Mike Tyson, he's an animal. Dude's got crazy power. I mean, sure. He should have the advantage in this fight. Will he win the fight? No telling. But either way, this is something I want to see.
I can promise it's not going to look anything like the airline video of Mike Tyson. If you know, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not getting in a fight with Mike Tyson, and I would say this guy here probably does. I mean, I know it's all for like money, but I don't care. Mike Tyson could be 80 years old, and I would want him to punch me. I mean,
I would step in and fight Tyson right now. If I'm getting that payout, I don't care who I'm
payout.
I know I'm going to sleep, but hey.
Yeah, hey, that's right.
Let's go.
Well, let me tell you one of the most the best modern moments in Mike Tyson after he retired is in the movie The Hangover, where he knocks out if you've ever seen the movie, knocks out Zach Galifianakis in one punch. It's a great movie. If you've ever seen The Hangover, that is probably one of the most iconic moments of that movie is when you got punched by Mike Tyson. So don't bet against a boxer against an MMA fighter in a boxing. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yes and no. So you had Francis Ngannou who went over to boxing, and he actually looked pretty dang good against Fury. So, I mean, anything can happen, but the difference is Fedor's striking, it's very good. And the man stayed active. So, I mean, he's literally
look at your chat, Cody.
Hit stop cam, Cody. Oh, hey, I can stop my camera, so it's like
there you go. Now everybody can see.
Hey, there you go. Anyway,
there we go.
So with Fedor though, he's been fighting since the late '90s, and he's consistently fought during that span. He was the Pride Fighting Championships champion. He everybody wanted him in the UFC. They wanted to fight with Randy Couture. They wanted him to fight Chuck Liddell. They wanted him to fight all these people. They never were able to make the fight happen, which is probably good because Fedor would have destroyed them.
Yeah.
He's beat Andrei Arlovsky, no problem. He's beat like a who's list like of heavyweights, and he's easily, in my opinion, the greatest MMA fighter of all time.
Yeah.
And then with Tyson, the man freaking bit a man's ear. That's all you got to say. He's not the greatest boxer of all time, obviously, but he's the most noted boxer of all time. Everybody knows him. Yeah. And that is true about Fury. He really does play down to his competition, and it's really annoying.
But there's a difference between a boxer and a brawler. He was the greatest brawler of all time. The greatest boxer of all time has got to be probably Roy Jones Jr. or Evander Holyfield.
Yeah.
When it comes to boxing technicalities.
Yeah.
Technicalities, I don't know.
Tyson was just a brawler. Once he lost his edge in brawling and started playing a comedy routine, I think it affected him in the ring.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, that is going to be very interesting because Mike Tyson had stepped in the ring in who knows how long. And,
it hadn't been that long. He fought last year.
Oh, did he fight last year? Oh,
yeah.
All right. Well, never mind. I don't keep up with boxing as much as I need to.
What about Lennox Lewis? Did you see what Tyson did to Lennox Lewis?
Boy, did he!
But Lennox Lewis. he put on a master class in the ring.
Did. Happy 90th birthday, Bob Uecker. Is that how you say it?
Bob Uecker.
Uecker.
He was a legendary baseball announcer. He was in he was also at a WrestleMania as an announcer. He was in the Major League movies as the announcer.
Oh, duh. I knew that name somewhere, but I didn't recognize because I butcher names all the time. So
one of the GOATs.
Matt says Joe Louis. They need to put this on national premiere time TV.
Yeah, that would be
Muhammad Ali, the greatest boxer. Sorry, I'm a Kentucky boy. So check you.
You can't go wrong there, to be honest.
Yeah.
Fair argument.
This one right here, that is fantastic, actually.
God.
Colin, let me ask you something. Do you remember when the salts era was popular and that dude was like eating people's faces? Could you imagine Kenny on bath salts?
Good God. Stop it.
This is gumming people. He'd be gumming people to death.
Oh, my Lord. God almighty.
You'd see like monstrous hickeys on their foreheads.
I should have never said that.
Holy mother. Well, this thing has gone off the rails. Let's take a quick break and hear from our sponsors real quick. Pay the bills. This is the Golden Boot Podcast right here on the Dogs Sports Dogs Media Network. Pause up, man. Let's get back to this thing. We'll be right back on the Golden Boot Podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Bringing in a new roommate to save money, is that the plan?
Well, we gotta find some way to save, so say hi to Glenn from work.
Hey, that's my mom.
Yeah, I think I have a much better plan. We switched to my plan from Verizon for just $25 per line.
And that price is guaranteed for 3 years.
All on the network we can count on.
It's a good plan.
It is a good plan. Glenn, looks like we're not gonna be needing you, so I'll see you at work.
Oh, later, Glenn.
Save big with my plan, starting at just $25 when you bring your own phones. Guaranteed for 3 years. It's your Verizon.
Yo, what's going on? This is Jacob Hester, former LSU running back, here to tell you about a brand new college football podcast, the Golden Boot Podcast. Give it a listen, give it a try, give it a follow. They're going to work hard to be your new favorite podcast.
You're listening to the Golden Boot Podcast. Stay golden.
All right, welcome back to the Golden Boot Podcast. Let me get this off the screen. There we go. It is time. It is time, boy. Michigan fans, where you at? Because this one's for you. So Harbaugh, as we all know, has been announced this week that he is taking on the Chargers job. He will be, I believe his first announcement will be first of next week. He'll give his first press conference as the head coach of the San Diego Chargers. And I love this because NCAA looking for Jim Harbaugh to suspend him next season. Great scene from Shawshank, but truth. And it begs the question. I mean, this is a big deal, right? This is a big deal. Harbaugh facing allegations by the NCAA, just won a national championship, had all these recruits and all these big time players playing for him and everything, and then jump ship to the NFL. I mean, do we know? Is there another example that anybody that I can't think of another example of this happening in the same situation? If I'm wrong, put it in the comments. Give me an example of this same scenario happening with anybody else in history, because I can't think of one. I can't think of a coach that is at a program for a number of years, finally gets the right guys in, finally has the quarterback, the running back, finally has the defense to get the national championship after and then just in lieu of investigations, in lieu of allegations and all this kind of stuff, decides it's the right time to jump ship and go back to the NFL. As he coached the I believe it was the 49ers and before coming to Michigan. So I mean, is there an example that you guys can think of that this happened ever? I mean, it's pretty wild. It's a pretty wild situation.
All right, so here you go. 6 times in history after winning a national title, a coach leaves.
Yeah, 6 total.
So, but the weirdest part about this, though, is it's like Harbaugh didn't even get a chance to celebrate the championship. Like
No.
it's like what you saw on the field was, here's the celebration, and then I'm out.
Yeah.
And it was weird to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, what does the championship even mean anything to him?
Yep.
And I'm not trying to degrade him or say anything negative about Harbaugh, because I like Jim Harbaugh. I think Jim Harbaugh's a pretty good dude, actually. When you actually hear him talk, his values, he's a good guy. But honestly, I do not think the transfer bug is going to hit Michigan. I think Michigan's actually going to be able to keep intact theirs. Oh, the Eagles, he's the most butthurt of them all. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Continue, Cody. Go ahead.
But anyway, no, like Big Ten Backer says in the comments, celebrate all the way to LA. The fact that he was flirting with the NFL before the team even won a championship. I had a DM on Twitter from this guy who's part of this Discord that's like an insider Chargers group or whatever. And they started talking about week 5 of the season that there had been contact with Harbaugh and the Chargers. I don't obviously have concrete proof of that to, make it that it's legit, but the fact that he was already talking that quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy. And honestly, though, the MVP for Michigan this year is Sherrone Moore. And I'm so happy that man got the job, because he led that team and kept them together when Harbaugh had to sit out. Now, obviously, I know he was running Harbaugh's plan and everything like that, and Harbaugh was still, on the back end of everything. But at the end of the day, he kept the team together, and he led them to victory. And that's great for him. And I just don't understand the fact that, okay, I get it. Take the job. That's great. But at least go to your freaking, your parade or something, which I'm sure he probably will. But I mean, and then it just leads me to wondering, like, what is going to happen if all this, like, they get the hammer. Let's say Michigan gets straight up just destroyed by the NCAA. Let's say they strip them of the championship. Let's say all that happens. Okay. Then what? How do you?
What's the possibility of the NFL actually making him sit out games for violations that he committed in the NCAA?
Zero.
Now,
absolutely zero.
We have seen him make coaches sit out before.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
I would say that if it came out and there was like some like super severe allegations that were like dangerously bad, that'd be one thing. But I think with it being like recruiting and cheating and stuff like that, and because let's be real, in the NFL, they try to steal everybody's signs. They do all that crap.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, I think Harbaugh's officially gotten his immunity now. I think he has no worries whatsoever at this point. The fact that he was trying to get an immunity clause at Michigan is laughable to me. Because if you're asking for that, it means there is something that's there and something's going to happen. But no, I mean, this championship almost feels irrelevant to me because every year leading up to this year, even including the COVID year, the champions were talked about a lot. But it's pretty weird that Michigan wins the championship and the hottest topic remains Alabama, Georgia, like all those teams.
Yep.
And that just blows my mind. But what even blows my mind even more is the fact that you have a championship game and neither coach is the coach of those teams anymore. Don't get me wrong. DeBoer going to Bama, hey, power to him. I mean, that's awesome. I'm very happy for the guy. I mean, that's a huge, huge opportunity for him. Yeah. But it's just weird to me.
Yep.
Just overall.
It is. It's very strange. It's very, very strange. I saw something earlier. Dylan said that Colorado now has 11 NCAA recruiting violations.
Yeah, there were
already.
They're all minor stuff.
Yeah, it's nothing that'll affect them.
And they self-reported them.
Self-imposed and all that. So it won't be a situation that'll mess up Dion or anything. I mean, every school makes these little mistakes, like oops, I contacted someone on the wrong day or something like that. That unfortunately just happens. And if it was big, it would have been all over the news. And honestly, I had to go look.
Oh, agreed.
So
agreed.
Yeah, I'm not too concerned about that. Yeah, but weird.
Jody says rooting for original Cleveland Browns, Baltimore Ravens. So there you go.
I'm with you, Jody.
I think a lot of people are rooting for the Ravens this week.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I would say that because
whoa, I like this.
What?
This a lot.
Bold prediction that Jim Harbaugh will hire Chip Kelly as his OC. You heard it here first. That's a good bold prediction there, Terry. To piggyback on what you just said, that a lot of people are rooting for the Ravens. Here you go. Actual Ravens fans who don't want the Super Bowl ruined by Taylor Swift.
That being said, though, if Jason Kelsey's going to jump out of the box again, like he did the last game, go Chiefs, because that dude. But I'm such a Jason Kelsey fan, and his wife Kylie, like they're both just cool people.
You mean this right here? Jason Kelsey rips his shirt off and chugs a beer on national TV, and everyone calls him a legend. But when I do it at Applebee's on a Tuesday night, I'm an alcoholic. Exactly.
I mean,
shame on you.
He's a good dude. And I don't know if you guys ever have you watched him and his brother's podcast?
Oh yeah, it's a great podcast.
It is. It really is.
Yeah.
So on that Taylor Swift note at the Super Bowl, so here's the thing. She has a concert halfway around the world, like the night before. And they said, unless she cancels the concert, there's no physical way she can be at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we'll see.
How crazy would it be if she canceled the concert and just did like a impromptu performance at halftime?
No.
It would be the highest paid Super Bowl ever, though.
God.
But no, I mean, like
even if she did that, it would not rise to the level of Prince in a Thunderstorm.
Yeah.
Or
Creed.
Hip Hop Reborn from 2 years ago with Diddy and Snoop.
Yeah.
It's no way it's rising to that level.
We need Creed back in the Super Bowl.
No, I tell you, the
U2.
the two performances that I remember was Prince in the Rain.
Yes.
Because it started pouring as soon as Purple Rain. As soon as he started the very first part of Purple Rain, just downpour. And he played the mess out of that song. So I'll never forget that. Michael Jackson in the Super Bowl. That was probably one of the better performances. And then do you guys remember, of course he's nowhere to be found anymore. He doesn't do anything. But Bruno Mars's Super Bowl performance was fantastic.
It really was.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Like
Bruno's a very busy guy.
Oh my gosh.
You know what he's doing right now?
I don't know what he's doing right now. I have no idea.
Even as good as what his show was, I don't think that rises to the level of Hip Hop Reborn.
No.
Because that show with Diddy and Snoop and
you talking about the one 2 years ago where they had the house and they did.
Yes,
it was good. It could have been better. It was kind of like they threw so much in it that it just felt like it was. I don't know. It felt like it was rushed to me. It could have been better. And Stapleton's national anthem. Yes. If I could have had that on replay, man, oh my god.
The only thing that makes Hip Hop Reborn better is if Tupac comes out at the end.
Yeah, well, that was
the only thing
that
would have made it better.
It was rumored that they were going to have a hollow of Tupac because they've done it. They've done that before. But even and this is I don't. You make fun of me all you want to, but Justin Timberlake had a really good performance too.
Ooh. You talking about him and Janet Jackson?
No, not that one. No,
Janet by herself was amazing. Yes,
by himself, Justin Timberlake by himself. After that,
I was really thinking Janet Jackson by herself.
That was
amazing.
She's. I've never been a Janet Jackson fan, but she did okay. But there's been some really good ones. The halftime show needs to be Metallica.
Now we're talking.
Ozzy, Serge, and Till. Yeah.
Now we're talking.
I like that. Because like I remember they had the Who, and the Who was okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they even had Paul McCartney one year. Paul McCartney was good. Did a bunch of stuff in Wings. So I mean, I like that. I like that kind of stuff.
You know, I am waiting on like them to do like a legit hologram at the Super Bowl, and like imagine if you get Queen and do a Freddie Mercury hologram.
Right?
That would be awesome.
I would
love to see that.
That'd be amazing.
There's no time.
That'd be amazing. Well,
actually, hold on. I know the perfect group that should be at part of the show. Kiss.
Led Zeppelin.
And Kiss? Well, I say, I take Led Zeppelin. But Kiss, and I'll tell you what, because they're about to officially retire, and they're moving all their stuff to like VR, where you can actually see like animated images of them doing concerts in the future. But they are officially retiring soon.
Yeah,
and that would be awesome.
Jamie says, "Sup, guys? What's up, Jamie? Good to have you, bud." Oh man. Big Tim Backers, Trapped Headstrong would be great. Yeah, that was a great song, dude.
And I know it's controversial because a lot of people don't like the 90s bro country type stuff. But what about a Garth Brooks halftime?
Oh my gosh, yes. 100%. And have like Brooks and Dunn and you know, I'm like, oh my gosh, that would do great. Better in the
I think Garth by himself would be incredible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that would be better than some of the other ones. That would be better than. Remember that year they did Coldplay and it was very confusing.
Yeah, standing outside. Garth doing standing outside the fire at halftime. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Great stuff, man. Great stuff. Speaking of great stuff, we witnessed one of the greatest troll jobs ever this week. And I'm telling you now, if this was actually true, I would die laughing. It's not. Chargers fans, it's not. This is from a group called College Football Troll. They are incredibly good at making things look legit. But no, Connor Stallions did not have a scouting specialist interview for the Chargers. That did not happen.
Love that.
I would love for that to happen just for the sheer entertainment.
He would hire the
factor.
Big Ten backers as his backup.
Yeah, absolutely. And they would bring their outfits and their cameras and the whole 9 yards. Absolutely. Oh man. Speaking of, can he lip read? Speaking of entertainment, and trolls. I don't have the example, but me and Chris were talking about before the show. There was whenever, like right after the national championship, and everybody talking about when Nick Saban was retiring and all that kind of stuff. Literally right after it, everybody was like, "Oh, Jalen Milroe is going to enter the portal," and then we had a guy by the name of Orange. I don't remember who it was.
Big Orange Hypel, and made a fantastic transfer portal graphic for Jalen Milroe.
Everybody fell for it too.
Everybody fell for it. National media outlets fell for it. Literally. So what he did is, the guy's a genius. He changed his Twitter profile picture and handle to Jalen Milroe, and the profile picture identical to the same one for the real account, and then posted this transfer portal looks absolutely immaculate real graphic up there. With that being said, I've decided to enter the transfer portal, and people went nuts. And I mean nuts. It got 2 million likes in like 3 hours. It got like well over 200,000 retweets. Like it went viral as fast as lightning. Terry, good to have you on, man.
Thanks for joining, Terry. It was good having you.
Good having you, man. Join us again, man. Take care. Big Tim Backers, who has a better year, Moore or DeBoer? Ooh, I'm gonna say Sherrod Moore.
I think so too.
Yep.
I think DeBoer.
I don't know. We'll see. Jamie says transfer portal graphics at the Video Game Awards last month was really cool. Yeah. Nice.
They sure were.
Agreed.
So
speaking of video games,
new
video
talk
games
about
finally
Big Orange.
coming.
You talk about Big Orange Hypel being so good at what he does. He's not that good at what he does. Because the very next day after that, he changed his handle to San Diego Chargers and his at Chargers NFL or whatever.
Yeah.
And started posting stuff about their head coaching. And Twitter actually banned him for like 24 hours for impersonation.
That's great.
But I think DeBoer has a better year. He's got a returning quarterback. They just signed Ryan Williams.
Yeah.
They had a lot of guys transfer out. But make no mistake, there's still talent in that program.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they lost a lot, but I think they'll still be solid, but I'm still sticking with that 7-win season next year.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Oh,
I think 7-5 is probably going to be it right there.
Hey, we got to listen to Jody. He has Pool in the show.
Take a break. Plug a sponsor. I got to pee.
All
right.
How about a word from Bones Coffee real quick?
Word from Bones Coffee coming right up. If I had it somewhere. I don't even know where it is. Don't have it no more. It disappeared. What? It just disappeared. Why is it here? Icy Breeze it is. Here we go.
Icy Breeze is the world's first portable air conditioner and cooler. A premium ice cooler that doubles as an eco-friendly portable air conditioner. This is not a swamp cooler, just blowing air across ice. Over 60 parts and components allow Icy Breeze to achieve what no other product in the world can do. The secret behind the Icy Breeze is an innovative design that circulates chilled ice water through a heat exchanger in the lid, replacing the Freon used in most ACs. Fresh air is drawn from hidden vents in the top of the cooler, pulled across the exchanger, and chilled down to 35 degrees cooler than the outside air. A 3-speed fan control delivers Icy Breeze's dry, cold air up to 25 miles per hour, just like a car AC. And a stay-put flex hose directs the breeze in any direction. Wherever you need it, Icy Breeze helps you beat the heat.
You're listening to the Golden Boot Podcast. Stay golden.
All right, welcome back to the Golden Boot Podcast. This week on the Gridiron, it is we're there. It is time to talk some football, and I tell you what, the Super Bowl everyone wants, Baltimore and the Lions, the Super Bowl everyone thinks we're going to get, Baltimore, San Francisco, the Super Bowl that's in the script, Kansas City and Detroit. I gotta ask, do you guys think there's any merit to this notion at all that the colors of the logo represent the teams that the NFL has supposedly picked to be in the Super Bowl? Yes or no?
I mean,
No.
I don't think there's anything to it. However, I mean, when you look at the odds, what are the odds that that color is going to represent two of the teams that are in the Final Four?
Yeah, I know. It's pretty interesting stuff.
I
But
truly believe though that if the NFL had their say about it, Patrick Mahomes would be in the Super Bowl because they protect him so much, and I'm getting sick and tired of it.
I mean, the NFL protects quarterbacks, so I mean, it makes
they didn't protect Josh Allen.
It's true.
That's true.
Hey, everybody,
Josh
if you're
Allen
watching
kinda
us right now,
runs
please
more.
like and share this post, the post that you're watching on. Please share it to your
Yeah.
page. We've hit about probably 1,500, 2,000 views so far right now. We need some more. We need the love.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
For
We're trying to
George.
hit a
Don't do
record.
it for me. Do it for George.
Going for a record. And by the way, we are 5 followers away. 5. Literally 5 followers away from 300 on our Facebook page. If you have not followed us on our Facebook page, the Golden Boot Podcast, we need 5 people who have not followed us before to go and like our Facebook page. That's it. That's all we need. 5. Literally 5.
Okay. Since you're plugging the Facebook page, let me plug our Twitter page.
Do it.
We need some followers on Twitter.
Twitter.
We currently have 114 followers.
And yet we had like 60,000 views the other night.
My gosh, people, do us a solid. If you're watching this,
Jamie, you're
go
a goat.
follow us.
Only 4 now. Thank you, Jamie.
Much
appreciate it, buddy.
Much respect.
Much respect.
Go follow us at Golden Podcast on Twitter. We need some followers. We need to get this number up around 500. We're struggling. We're down here at 114. We got to get it up there. Please, if you like us, give us a follow.
Yes.
Suck at Twitter, but I'll follow you. Thank you, Jamie. We appreciate that. We appreciate
Thank you,
that,
Jamie.
buddy. Yes, we do have a YouTube.
Yes,
Golden
we do.
Media Sports Network. You can subscribe to us there. It's that little icon in the bottom right-hand corner down there where it says Golden Boot Podcast, Golden Network. That's what you're looking for. It'll be right there. Appreciate you guys so much. That being said, so let's get into these matchups. So, map of who America is rooting for the AFC and NFC Championship. Lions, San Francisco. You got, surprisingly, which part of California is not going to be rooting for San Francisco. You have everybody in the NFC North rooting for San Francisco, and the rest of the country is Lions. Not so fast.
I will say this.
Yeah.
I'm only rooting for the Lions on one condition.
Yeah.
The only condition I'll cheer for the Lions is if they make a public statement saying that if they qualify for the Super Bowl, They will activate Barry Sanders for 2 weeks and give him the first carry in the Super Bowl. If they can't come out and publicly do that, then I can't cheer for them.
That would be awesome.
If that happened, dude, that would be the highest viewed opening of a Super Bowl ever.
It'd be an easy viral video for sure.
Oh yeah.
I love that.
He breaks free and gets like a 75-yard touchdown run on the open.
That's what I was just thinking.
That'd be nuts.
Or he gets hit so hard that he doesn't even remember where that play.
Yeah, let's not go
there. They have to bring out the stretcher and cart him off the field.
So as we get into NFL, tell us in the comments, who are you rooting for? San Francisco, Detroit, Baltimore, or Kansas City? Perfect. Appreciate it, man. Found it. Prefer YouTube. Good. Join us on YouTube. We love to have you. That's awesome, man. San Francisco, Detroit, Baltimore, Kansas City. I live in Missouri. I have a ton of friends that are diehard Kansas City fans, and I have a Kansas City shirt in my drawer from was it last year's Super Bowl or the year before that? No, it was last year's. I'll just say it. My NFC team, go Pack. That's Packers. My AFC team, Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going Chiefs. Going Chiefs. Going Chiefs. Chris, you going for the Lions?
I'm going for anybody that doesn't protect Patrick Mahomes anymore.
Yeah.
I'm done with him getting protected by the NFL.
Yeah.
And if the Ravens take out both of his knees and 2 of his elbows, I'm not going to cry for him.
Yeah. GQ says, can't root for either NFC team as a Packer fan. Can't root for either team AFC because Chiefs are annoying. Can't stand Ray Lewis. Well, okay. I mean, if that's the case, that's fine. But Chiefs are annoying. I still root for them. As long as my parlays and bets hit, I don't care who wins. Oh, there you go. That's good. Jody says, once again, rooting for original Cleveland Browns, the Baltimore Ravens. Yeah, there you go. There you go. So we got Baltimore.
Modell family.
Yeah. That's it. I still think that there's Ravens fans and then fans who don't want Taylor Swift in. And I love this one. Only one man can save us from a Taylor Swift Super Bowl.
It's true.
Yeah. It's true. It's true. I'm just rooting for more Jason Kelce. Yes. Yes. I would love to see more of Jason Kelce. Absolutely. I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. That being said, so we have the Lions and the San Francisco 49ers. 49ers, once again, defeated my Packers is what it is. Jordan Love played well till he, I don't know where he was throwing the ball to in triple coverage, but whatever. Rookie mistake. I don't know.
He's not a rookie.
Yeah, he's not. He's a 3-year veteran, 4-year, going in 4 years. But his first start. I mean, come on. First playoff appearance. Give the man some credit. What do you think? You think Lions have a better situation at home, or the Niners come in and knock them off?
I think the Niners knock them off because it was announced this evening that Debo is playing and is not on the injury list, and one of the starters on the offensive line for Detroit is out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I agree.
It's not trending in the right direction.
Yeah.
No, Christian McCaffrey is really tough. And I think he's going to be the difference there.
Yeah.
Detroit Lions fans, if you're watching, put some support in for your team. I mean, you guys have a good defense, but Christian McCaffrey is a different monster.
Detroit was number 3 in the NFL stopping the run.
Did Detroit beat San Francisco or vice versa? I can't remember if they played this year. I think they might have, actually. I'm going to look it up real quick. Did they already meet? I don't know. I can't find it. I don't know. Did they already beat? I don't know.
No.
I guess not. I thought they did for some reason.
No, they have not played yet.
They didn't. Oh, yeah, they have not played each other yet. Okay. For some reason, I thought they did.
So the Niners haven't gotten their kneecaps bitten off yet.
Well, and then on the same hand, does Lamar Jackson finally break the curse? I mean,
I can see it.
He played really well against the Texans, but I mean, it is the Texans.
Well, the
right?
key,
CJ Stroud played really well, but like,
mm-hmm.
it's still the Texans. It's his first year, Lamar Jackson should have been doing this a long time ago, and now finally he looks like he's out of his playoff jitters. So,
well, his biggest target has been as Isaiah Likely, his tight end.
Yeah,
man. He makes big plays when he touches the ball.
And it was announced today that he is healthy and playing.
That's good.
Well, and it's announced that it hasn't been announced yet, but it is a possibility that Mark Andrews will be back on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Yeah. That's something
there.
Whichever one led him in touchdowns. I heard this afternoon that he's back.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be Andrews.
Yeah.
Oh my! See if I can get, because he's been injured most of the year.
Yeah. Yeah, he was my tight end.
Ravens Mark Andrews active for AFC title game versus Chiefs. Boom. 6 hours ago.
But he hadn't played in a while. I'm sure that if he does play, it'll be limited.
Yeah, but
either way,
that's that's a big deal. Mark Andrews playing, that's a big deal. You're gonna have some matchup nightmares regardless. But then you got Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes on the other side, and Taylor Swift on the other side of the field. I think the key to this one is going to be stopping Lamar Jackson, obviously. And KC has not fared well against mobile quarterbacks.
But every time they've played Lamar Jackson, they've shut him down.
It's true.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
This is random. Did y'all know that today is the 4-year anniversary of Kobe's passing?
Really?
Yes. Seems like it was yesterday.
Wow. That's 4-year anniversary of Kobe's passing, man. Talk about one of the greatest basketball players to ever play the game.
Mm-hmm.
That was a rough deal there. No, I did not know that. So I'm going to say it's going to be a close game. I think the Chiefs do just enough. I think they probably have a little bit of help from the refs. Not saying that the refs are going to like just be horrendous, but I think there'll be some calls that are missed. But I think also Baltimore will shoot themselves in the foot with some of their penalties. So we'll see.
Did you guys see the video floating around? I believe it's on TikTok or Instagram or something today where Patrick Mahomes has got the ball.
Yeah.
And he's running, and the DB's got him squared up.
Yeah, he just runs right past.
And Mahomes points at the running back that's like 3 yards in front of him and off to the side. And the DB goes and hits the running back who's not even moving. Mm-hmm. And Patrick Mahomes runs right by him for a first down. What's up with that?
I don't know. That was weird. It was a weird deal.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Weird deal. Alan says, it's my best friend's B-Day. She passed away too. That's so sad. Rest in peace, Kobe. Well, sorry to hear that. Rest in peace. It's rough. Boy, this thing I'm gonna cry. I just got all sad all of a sudden. Golly.
Can I make you unsad?
What?
I can go on a rant.
Oh, about what?
Brian Callahan.
Oh. Well, yeah, we need to touch on some NFL coaching deal because now I think the Atlanta Falcons announced their new head coach.
Mm-hmm.
And there's stories coming out about that one too.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. But Brian Callahan is announced as the Titans' new coach. Go ahead, Chris. Here's your 30 seconds of fame or whatever you want to call it.
So, Jock, you hear me out, sir. I'm not a fan of the Callahan hire. Just not. I'm gun shy on the name Callahan. I personally remember the days when he was with the Raiders and he lasted 2 seasons and got ran out of town by Al Davis. And then he went to Nebraska. This offensive mastermind was going to change Nebraska from a power running team to a more modern passing team.
Mm-hmm.
He lasted 4 years, had 1 winning season, got ran out of town, and the fans hated him. He single-handedly destroyed the Nebraska football program. Him and, well, not single-handedly, the AD, Steve Peterson, had a hand in that too.
Yeah.
I blame Bill Callahan. He's never been successful as a head coach. And I'm just gun shy on the name Callahan. I'm not convinced he's the right guy, especially with the talk of him bringing his dad in here as a assistant coach. No, thank you. I'm not down for that.
Chick Hughes says, "Why am I getting a shout out for this? I'm not some Callahan super fan." Oh, JQ,
I gave JQ a shout out because sometimes he talks about the Titans.
Yeah.
And I know you want to be wrong on that too.
Do I want to be wrong on that?
No, I'm saying I know you want to since you're a Titans fan.
Yeah.
Well, I want him to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
But if he's coming here to be an O-line coach, who's the O-line coach at Cincinnati? Because they're absolutely dog trash.
It's true. Poor Joe Burrow.
Jamie says, "Do you think there's a little Kobe clone growing we might see when we're older?"
Man, that would be awesome.
Boy.
I'm told his daughter is one heck of a ball player.
Yeah. The one that passed in the crash, she was really good too.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a really tragic situation all the way around. But yeah, anybody who's anywhere close to his bloodline definitely has the genes. I'm a Levis fan. Plus, y'all Titans have repped a few more Wildcats through the years. Recently, Dupree. There you go.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So he's just a Will Levis fan. Well, it'll be interesting because I'm telling you, these games. Of course, I wish my Packers were in it, but is what it is. They were set up too, man. They could have beat the Niners and then went to Detroit, who we beat in Detroit in Thanksgiving. That would have been great. But is what it is. They're gonna be scary next year, though. GQ, back me up on this. They're gonna be scary next year. But it is
this
what it is.
Random, but I actually do not like Will Levis.
You don't like Will Levis?
I don't, because he puts that mayonnaise in his coffee, and that's absolutely disgusting.
What you want to hear?
What?
Yeah.
Stop the presses. Where? I need to look this up right now.
Look it up. You'll watch.
What?
We do it.
You've never heard of Will Levis and mayonnaise in the coffee?
No.
Dude.
No.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Absolutely disgusting.
I saw mayo on a banana. That's more.
That's still gross.
I've been
he
known
does
to put
mayonnaise in his coffee.
my coffee sometimes.
Interesting story about Levis, though.
I'm gonna puke. I hate
the
coffee.
day they hired
disrespecting
Bill
mayonnaise
Callahan,
that way.
There was only one Titans player in the facility going through a workout. I'll give you one guess as to who it is.
Who is it?
Will Levis.
It was Will Levis. The
Q
only
says the
Titans
mayonnaise
player in
thing
the
was a
facility.
ploy to get attention, and it worked. He also ate a banana without peeling it. I saw that.
I mean,
that was something.
That's so weird.
Yeah. He straight up pirated that banana. Just because in the Caribbean, how do you say it? Caribbean, whatever. They're known to eat bananas whole like that, and that's not a weird deal. Supposedly it has more vitamins and protein and minerals, and if you eat the peel, but I don't know.
I'm good.
I'm done with that. Done with that.
What about the Falcons?
What about the Falcons? Who'd they get for their head coach?
not who everybody said they were getting.
I know.
Nah,
Right?
boy, Falcons fans are probably absolutely livid right now.
Well, it turned into a pissing match.
Yeah.
Pardon my French, but you know, it turned into a peeing match.
Yep.
Between a member of the Falcons board and Bill Belichick.
Yeah, they got.
And it
Raheem
turns
Morris.
out, apparently, this guy that's on the Falcons board is on the competition committee.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to one-up each other, him and Belichick.
Yeah.
And it turned into a who's bigger match.
Yeah.
And it cost him the job, and it ended up going to Raheem Morris, who's never been successful in the NFL.
No.
It's true.
Yeah, Falcons fans are not happy. I've seen it all over Twitter today. They are not impressed with the hire.
Yeah.
So
they should have hired Belichick. They should have swallowed some pride and hired Belichick and brought in Raheem Morris as a DC.
Yep. That's what should have happened. But now I don't know what's going on with Falcons front office there, but boy, oh boy, they better have.
I would be if I'm a Falcons fan, I would be angry at the board.
I'd be livid. How are you going to bring in an unproven and not successful coach, the position coach, to be a head coach in the NFL? How's that work? That doesn't make any sense. Oh man. Are we forgetting somebody? Who else? Oh, Carolina. Carolina's head coach.
Mike Vrabel interviewed there today.
Yep. Well, they
in person.
Yeah.
I thought they made a hire.
They did.
Oh, did they?
They did.
Vrabel interviewed there today, so apparently they didn't like how his interview went, and they fired somebody.
Oh.
Well, hang on.
I knew they hired a GM the other day.
I thought they did, though. Yeah, Dave Canales. Team agreed to terms of Buccaneers offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Canales is the 7th head coach in franchise history. He is the first Hispanic head coach, apparently.
Okay.
But yeah, he was announced today or yesterday. Dave Canales to become the head coach.
Maybe so it was yesterday.
The Buccaneers.
I know Vrabel interviewed in person.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. Bill Belichick or Mike Vrabel, why would you not pick one of those two for Atlanta? Why would you not? I mean, I don't understand why you wouldn't do that unless you're just looking for a completely fresh start, all the way from the beginning. Go the young route that some of these teams are going.
Yeah,
I don't know.
So with the whole Bill Belichick thing, the more I think about it, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but has it not looked like the last couple seasons that he's appeared as kind of like a lazy coach? Like he's just like he's over it. He's just kind of eh.
Well, I mean, yeah.
And I'm not going to say that he rode on the coattails of Brady. I'm not going to say
he did.
But he essentially did. But I just feel like the last few seasons he's just been kind of going through the motions, because this year just felt like a very lazy coaching job. And I think that honestly, I think teams see that, and that's why he hadn't gotten a job yet, because they're like, hey,
it's possible.
But they also it's also been the plan for 2 years that Gerard Mayo was head coach in waiting.
Yeah, which is a very rare thing to see a head coach in waiting actually get said job.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We're starting to see a trend here. Younger coaches being hired.
How about this?
Older coaches getting faded out. Have you noticed that? I mean, you look at Matt LaFleur. He's 37 years old.
Mm-hmm.
You look at Sean McVay. He's young. There's several under 40 head coaches. Miami's head coach.
But what's Sean McVay done?
Well, I know. But what I'm saying is you're starting to see a trend. Now you have these young bucks coming in. Now, Chargers didn't take that road. They hired Jim Harbaugh. But Atlanta's head coach, which I guess he's not young.
He's not old.
No, he's not old either. And then, Carolina did the offensive coordinator for the Bucks. You're starting to see a trend that's starting with young coaches in the NFL.
I actually have a better idea for Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
He can go back to Franklin, Tennessee and retire. Take up residence in his nice little mansion that he's got there.
Is he from Tennessee?
Yeah, he's from Franklin, Tennessee, and he's a Vanderbilt alumnus.
Oh. Yeah.
Is he really?
Yes. And if you see him in pictures, a lot of times he's wearing Vanderbilt.
Let me ask you this. Do you think that Clark Lee might just get an itch and be like, hey, will you come on and be a defensive analysis for us?
Oh, gosh.
I mean,
freaking nuts.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, if he already loves the school, and it's not like he's hurting for money.
Let's be real. If a coach or somebody has a job at a different school or whatever, do you not think, especially coaches that go on to the NFL, that they keep in touch with their college schools? You think I'm pretty sure that there's been a phone line to Bill Belichick a few times.
I can tell you this: he will be in Nashville next week at Tim Corbin's home.
There you go.
Wow.
Him and Tim Corbin are very close.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
Nice.
I mean, it makes sense.
Redskins still out there? Yeah, I think Washington's still looking for a coach.
Seattle?
No, not Seattle.
Did Seattle hire somebody?
I don't know. Hang on just a minute. I'm looking it up. Look up Seattle.
I don't think Seattle hired anybody.
Jed Fish. Wait a minute.
What?
Jed Fish went to Washington.
Just a minute. I just typed. You said Washington, and I typed in Washington. Shut up. You typed in Washington. I knew what I was typing there. Washington Commanders to hire Ben Johnson as the head coach. Ben Johnson, Lions offensive coordinator, I think. Or defense? No. Yeah. Yeah. Ben Johnson from the Lions will be the Commanders' head coach. So there you go.
No, the Seahawks have not hired anyone yet.
Seattle's still on the table. That would be very interesting if they pick up Bill Belichick. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's probably going to be Vrabel.
Seattle hadn't hired anybody yet.
ESPN thinks Seattle Seahawks are close to hiring this head coach. But it doesn't say anybody else. So interesting.
I'm seeing Dan Quinn, Bill Belichick, Mike Vrabel, and Fred somebody.
Whoever. Yeah.
Mixed in with Seattle.
Yeah, GQ says great hire. Hadn't heard that. Yeah, there you go. Shame Bill can't find a spot. Well, maybe he doesn't want one.
Said,
we don't know. Bill Belichick is not going to tell you squat.
Let him retire. Let him retire and come back to Franklin and just hang out and let Clark bounce some ideas off of him.
Yeah. That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Oh wait, hold on. I just forgot about something. We mentioned Bandy. I had to do it.
That's right. You're right. Well, I think it is time. It's time. It's definitely time for some baseball.
Do a less than on there, but yes.
Yeah, it's less than a month. Fire stack up. That's not time for that yet.
Always time for that.
Yeah.
It's always time for that.
Let's talk some majors real quick. Because the Hall of Fame came out. Yeah, I know. I think we're all pretty perturbed by this. I don't follow Major League Baseball, but I follow it enough to know what's going on. And I who are these? Why I don't understand these first ballot Hall of Famers. Like who votes for this? Like, but there's some questionable decisions that are being made, in my opinion.
So
and I think all of us have an issue. Go ahead, Cody.
So I will say Maurer getting in, I'm very happy with. So people may not know this, but Maurer was actually like one of the greatest like prep athletes of all time coming out of high school.
Yeah.
He was like the number one quarterback in the country. He was the top catcher in the country. He averaged over 20 points a game in basketball. Like, and basketball was his worst sport. He was just very good at everything he did. He was committed to go to Florida State to lead them to another national championship. Instead, he took the money and went with the Major League Draft. Totally get it. And, I mean, he made, I believe, 6 All-Star teams, won multiple Gold Gloves, the catcher, which is unheard of, batting titles. I mean, the guy was fantastic. I mean, there's no questioning his credentials. Very, very happy for him. I would have loved him having him as my catcher. He's from the state of Minnesota. He's just he's a good dude. And, yeah, so very happy with that one. But growing up, Gary Sheffield was one of my all-time favorite baseball players. I just love the way he hit. His power was amazing. His swing was beautiful. And now he will never be in the Hall of Fame unless they somehow, somewhere, make some kind of rule to withdraw that whole 10 times and you're out thing.
Yeah.
But Gary Sheffield's swing was amazing. Andrew Jones not getting in is another one that really just kind of I don't like it. Look, I get it. Okay. There was an era where steroids were popular in baseball. I get it. People did steroids. Oh, no. But the end of the day is the fact that they had great results on the field. I don't care if they were juiced up or not.
Yeah.
Those dudes were studs.
Yeah.
And, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't care how much I'm helped in the weight room with steroids. It's not going to make me make some of the greatest web gyms you'll ever see in the outfield like Andrew Jones did.
Right.
And I think now that I can't really vouch for Sheffield since he's officially off the ballot, if Andrew Jones isn't in the Hall of Fame, it's a sham because that man had an absolute legendary career. Great bat, great glove, great arm. The dude was a stud. And his son's also a stud. So his genetics are clearly good.
But he was never linked to the steroids.
Was he or was he not? Are you sure?
I don't think that he was.
I always thought he was.
A-Rod was.
Oh, yeah.
A-Rod was.
Yeah, and which, I mean, honestly, numbers-wise, A-Rod should be in the Hall of Fame. He'll never get in, but just numbers. Yeah, I mean, Barry Bonds is the same situation. I mean, his numbers were impeccable, but we'll never get that love. Mark McGwire, same thing. I mean, sucks.
Now, I will say this. If there's one player from the steroid era I would vouch for, it would be Mark McGwire. Because he had a bad back. His entire career, he had a bad back.
I agree.
And he played one season his entire major league career where he did not go on the injury list.
Yep.
And he happened to break the home run record.
And that's the year that he did
and that's the year that he took Andro for medical reason.
Yep.
For his bad back.
That being said, Mendoza, that was such a fun time in baseball.
I don't think he should be blacklisted for doing something that he needed to do medically.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of the same thing with MMA. You know, they had like a few years ago, a lot of the guys started doing testosterone replacement therapy before it was actually fully researched. So a lot of guys were using it to elevate their testosterone and get an advantage. But now it's like, okay, TRT is okay. And I think a lot of these like professional athletes would have benefited from this back in the day, that like the veteran athletes whose testosterone levels went low and it affected their performance because I don't know. I really hate that PEDs ruin sports.
As far as the 3 guys getting in the Hall of Fame, I'm okay with Maurer. The one I have a problem with is Adrian Beltre. Having him get in over Sheffield and Andrew Jones is just absurd to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said it at the beginning of when we were just about to go live that this is kind of why I don't like follow Major League Baseball because the Hall of Fame here the last couple of years has turned into a popularity contest. I hate that. The body of work is not put in. They don't. It's not heavily looked at, I guess, for Hall of Famers anymore. At least in the last couple of years, it hadn't looked like that.
Andrew Jones is a 10-time All-Star participant.
I know. And there's guys with less body of work that are being put in ahead of guys that have resumes like you wouldn't believe. And that ain't right. That's not right. So it kind of is what it is at this point. But yet again, another reason I don't follow MLB. So, that being said,
and then Billy Wagner was the third one, right?
I think so.
No, Wagner didn't get in.
Okay. Who was the third?
It was Mauer, Beltre, and God, who was that third? I'm drawing a blank.
Hang on.
Oh, Todd Helton. Duh.
Todd Helton. Yes.
One guy. I will not argue that one.
I won't argue that.
Nope.
Absolutely deserved.
Yeah.
I mean, here and a lot of people don't even realize that he was literally the starting quarterback for Tennessee at a point.
Yeah, Adrian Beltre, Joe Mauer, and Todd Helton.
Did you hear Peyton Manning's congratulatory call to Todd Helton?
No.
Oh, that was epic. It was fun being your backup quarterback for 1 year.
Yeah.
And the last time I cared about MLB was the home run.
And he was.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, and the reason he got the starting job is just because he was such like a good athlete.
Yeah.
It was respected for what he did in baseball. That they're like, hey,
and he was the only upperclassman on the roster.
That's it. That's right. Speaking of,
did you remember Peyton and Brandon Stewart were both freshmen that year?
That's right.
Chris, you want to explain to everyone what this means? Since we're talking baseball, we might as well jump into this.
Yes. So everybody's talking about realignment in college football and how it's impacting everything else. Well, Oregon State is one of the ones that got left out.
Yep.
So they have decided that in 2025, they are going to play an independent national schedule, which suggests that in 2025, they will not be in a conference.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I love the idea. So how do you build that schedule? What I'm hearing is they're looking for teams in the Big Ten, SEC, Big 12, the ACC, and they're not gonna leave any stone unturned, and they're gonna reach out and play some teams.
Mm-hmm.
And I have nothing but the utmost respect for Oregon State doing that. I kind of wish more teams would do it.
I wouldn't be surprised if LSU was on their schedule because I know Jay Johnson, he respects State a lot.
Yeah. Yep. Well, that's going to be interesting.
And Tim Corbin likes to make a West Coast trip. I could see Vanderbilt going out west and playing Oregon State.
That would be crazy.
They've been out there and played Oregon before.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, that
and
would be
Stanford.
an absolutely insane early season game.
Yeah.
Right. It absolutely would. All right. Last thing on the agenda. I guess we've talked about everything we had.
Time. Wheelhouse time. Wheelhouse time.
Okay, yeah. Wheelhouse. Go for it.
This is our wheelhouse.
Oh,
is it?
Introduce the subject.
Is it? Go for it.
We talk college baseball, right?
Uh-huh.
So the teams that you need to know about for 20.
Oh, is it not this time yet?
Oh, that I told you that's all the time.
That's all the time.
Okay. All right. Okay. Go ahead.
But yeah, there's some teams that people need to know for 2024. So
yes.
If you're watching the show and you're coming in, let's say as a football fan or something like that, that's obviously we love you here and thank you. But our bread and butter is college baseball. We love college baseball. We love football. We love basketball. We love it all. But college baseball just has a special place in our hearts. As you see, I'm wearing a Hayden Travinsky shirt because that's my dude. And so coming into this season, we're coming off of a year that was just a wild season. Omaha was extremely entertaining. I mean, not just because LSU won the championship, but just the games were just crazy. And it was fun to watch. But
alcoholics taking over the Rocco's Challenge.
Good Lord. I mean, it was insane. So much money was up there. And the city of Omaha, they love it.
For good cause, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So but there's a few teams that people need to keep an eye on, and I highly recommend, if you've ever been a baseball fan or anything like that, give college baseball a chance, because
absolutely
something about the ding of the metal bats, man, it's just heavenly. I get goosebumps thinking about it. It's how much I love it. But no, there's a few teams this year though that people need to keep their eye on. Obviously, the blue bloods of baseball, or the elite teams everybody knows about. Everybody knows Arkansas, everybody knows LSU, everybody knows Vandy. Like our three teams, they're going to be top. We know they're going to be solid teams. There's no questions. You have other teams to look at that are going to be really good this year. Wake Forest brought in a really good transfer class, brought back some solid players from their Omaha team from last year. And that team, I mean, Wake Forest was very close to unbeatable last year. A lot of people thought Wake Forest was the team last year. They played LSU 3 times in Omaha, and the first game they took them out. The other 2, LSU had to claw back to get to play them again, and LSU pulled out the other 2 games on some miraculous plays, and one by Trey Morgan that I'll never forget, that will hand off at the plate, which was awesome. Agree, Michael. I have a lot of confidence in LSU this year. I do. A lot of people don't see it, but I see it. I think there's something there, and because in Jay Johnson we trust. But Tommy White's walk-off home run to send him to the championship game was just amazing. And then, but no, the teams that you've got to watch out for this year, and I can't believe I'm even saying this team because I hate this team, but Texas A&M. Okay, so, and hold on, I'm not saying that Texas A&M's an Omaha contender this year or nothing like that, but they're a very dangerous team. Because for some reason, Schloss just brings it. He's able to. He proved last year he's able to put a bunch of. I'm not okay. This is the wrong word, but I'm going to use it. He can make the rejects into something good. He took a lot of just random puzzle pieces and put it together, and somehow was literally like a piece of a puzzle away from having that team last year. Well, this year he's kind of the same situation. He's got Braden Montgomery coming in from Stanford, who is stud baseball player, which to this day do not understand why he went to A&M of all places. But I think A&M is going to be a team to watch out for. Florida, they have a lot of returners. They brought in some very good talent to back that up. You got Shelton coming in from Alabama after all the trouble at Bama. I think that Florida is also going to be a very solid team. You look at a team like Arkansas, who has obviously a very good pitching rotation, bringing a very strong freshman class. They brought in some solid transfers. They're going to be a team that
appreciate you, Jamie. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
They have a team that's going to, I think they're going to fight to the end if they can stay healthy, which I know they're already starting off on the wrong foot on that, unfortunately. But if they can stay healthy, I think that they're an Omaha caliber team. Vanderbilt, same situation. Good returning players. They have a lot of holes that have been filled. Having to replace Enrique Bradfield Jr. is nearly impossible. But there's just a lot of good teams out there you got to look out for. But then you have these small teams. You have Campbell Camels. I've said that 10 times in a row.
Right.
You have them this year, who they made a great run last year. They were America's team last year.
Roll damn hoops.
There it is. I was waiting on it. So, you got a team like that, which, I mean, they lost a lot of players from last year, and they're not expected to be nearly as strong this year, but I think they will be. I think they're going to, roll off that momentum. TCU's another team that's like that. You've got Northeastern, who apparently returns everybody from a very solid team that gave people fits last year. So, I mean, there's a lot of teams out there. I know I just went very long-winded right there, but who are some teams you guys are looking at?
Chris?
So I'm going to say it's Snake Eyes time. Give me some gummies.
Okay.
I'm calling a shot. Oral Roberts will make some more noise this year.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say Oral Roberts. I would not be surprised.
Texas State will make some noise.
Yep.
They have one of the most difficult schedules in the country early on in the non-conference.
We're going to learn a lot about them early.
If they can stand pat, look for them to make some noise in the postseason. Another team, They started out really, really bad last year. I think they were like 1-22 at one point.
Mm-hmm.
And they ended up making it all the way to their conference finals.
Yep.
North Dakota State.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is they play most of their early season games they play on the road.
Mm-hmm.
But if they can hold serve in their conference and get into the tournament, I wouldn't be surprised if they make some noise. But again, these are teams that you have to look out for. You watch what they did last year and the way they played at the end of the year. They won like 13 straight games at the end of the year to get themselves into the conference tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think North Dakota State's a team to keep your eye on. Again, Northwestern. If there's a mid-major that can make an Omaha run, keep your eye on Northeastern. Yes.
Yep.
So
yeah,
now, there's another team I'm going to keep my eye on because it sounds like they're pumping some money into the program. They just hired a new coach.
Mm-hmm.
The Big Ten is not very competitive most years.
No.
And I'm watching to see what happens at Penn State.
I've heard the same thing, actually.
With a lot of Northeastern talent, they can make some noise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And my upset pick in the Big Ten to make a challenge. Of course, I've got Iowa winning the Big Ten. Watch out for Indiana.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've always been high on Indiana the last few years, though. I give you that one.
Yep.
Yeah. That being said, another team you got to look out for, Northwestern, because they can't do any worse than they did last year.
Nope.
No, they can't.
Nope. You got to watch out for DBU. DBU is strong in baseball. You got to watch out for TCU. TCU is going to be a beast to reckon with. They picked up some monster transfers. They're going to hit the ground rolling, and they literally just reloaded. You got to watch out for NC State. NC State will they didn't have the best season last year. NC State's going to roll again pretty soon.
They can roll right out of college baseball.
They're not going to, but they're not going to. They're not going to go anywhere.
And yes, that was personal.
I know it was. And I had one more, and I don't remember which one I had. But yeah, there's some interesting deal.
So
I hate to say it, but I hate to say it, but I think Texas is going to be a force to reckon with.
Mm-hmm. With LeBaron Johnson, oh yeah,
yeah.
What news you got, Chris?
So, as you know, we are with College Football Dogs,
right?
However, on the website College Football Dogs, there will be a tab for college baseball.
Mm-hmm.
We will be putting out baseball content on February 1st. We plan on releasing the first ever College Baseball Dogs preseason top 25.
Preseason top 25, yep.
Me and Cody will be working on that on probably Sunday afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working on getting a graphic and an article written up about it. We have a group of guys that are involved in the polling there. And if you want to talk about college baseball, specifically college baseball, there's a Facebook group called College Baseball Smack.
Yeah, right.
You're more welcome to search it out and join it. We have a lot of fun in there, and it's all been built organic. We've not promoted it other than word of mouth. So if you want to talk college baseball, jump in College Baseball Smack. We'll have your baseball coverage for you.
Yep.
And looking forward to this upcoming season.
Yeah.
I am looking forward to all the notifications I'm about to get from new posts in College Baseball Smack.
Yep.
Man, and they're starting to show up. You're starting to see a random post here and there, and I'm loving it because that group it gets very quiet for a few months. So I'm ready to see some Bob Bright stuff this year. Some Jody Robinson.
some Hal Stinson Truitt or Hal Truitt Stinson, whatever his name is going to be this year.
Is he going to even pop back up?
Boyd Stinson.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know if he's ever going to show back up or not. I hope he does.
Q says, speaking of Indiana, y'all see Cignetti hired Mike Shanahan as offensive coordinator.
Dude, that's huge.
Yeah.
Talk about name value. Man.
Yeah. Mike Shanahan. Good Lord. Haven't heard his name in a long time.
Yeah. That's did not expect that.
No.
You know, looking at the screen in our faces, all three of our eyes are saying,
It's like, wow.
Bro.
Yeah.
At George, when I was doing my baseball talk, your eyes were just going, yep. I was like, oh yeah, we getting tired.
We're getting tired. Yeah. It's been a fantastic show. We've like literally just jumped through every single topic imaginable.
So Cody, I do have to take issue with one thing you said though.
I'm ready.
Boy.
You said Arkansas. Well, let's remember Arkansas. Every year they have a stud pitcher that.
Oop! What happened?
because your coach has no idea how to handle a pitching staff. And once again, one of their star players is starting the season on sideline because he's got an elbow injury.
Look, we don't need to go into that.
At least it's not serious. At least he'll be back. That's what made me happy because it could be worse.
He
could have played.
We heard that about their guy Hunter Hogan last year.
Yeah. It's a running joke now. I already told y'all that. It's a running joke.
Dave Van Horn will never win a College World Series ever.
With Matt Hobb. Hey, look. Shh. Quiet. You can't say never. Can't say never. Yeah, with Matt Hobbs, it's a running joke in Arkansas, literally. Michael says, great show to guys. Thanks. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Nice. All right. I don't know. It's a running joke, man. Matt Hobbs, you go to Arkansas, you get your arm blown out by Matt Hobbs at least once in your career, which I don't know. It just is what it is. So I think it's time to wrap it up, gentlemen. This has been a fantastic show. And just want to say special shout out and thanks to everyone that joined for the first time tonight. Absolutely. We did not have any. What?
Your microphone just like went out.
What did you do?
You sound like you went in a tunnel for a second.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now you're good.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
You both looked at me like I had lobsters crawl out of my ears. I was like, what?
It
what
sounded like he took his mixing board and just turned one of the knobs all the way one way.
I don't know. Who knows? This is what it is. I don't know. It's probably my crazy computer. But we would not have this show without you guys' support. I am tickled pink that I can now say that we have only 4. Hang on. Let me refresh it real quick. Yeah. We only need 4 freaking followers. Okay, we got to find some friends of ours, family members, somebody to like. This is ridiculous. We have 4 left. 4. My God, I could find somebody off the street to like our page if I have to.
My mother-in-law liked it out of nowhere this morning.
What are you talking about? 4. We have 386 to get to 500.
You only need to be at 300 first.
No.
I need to be at 500 on Twitter.
I know, but we're only 4 away from 300 on the Facebook page. So I want to get there as much as anybody in here. Anyway, I appreciate it very much. Sorry, guys. It is Mike Shanahan, but apparently it's a different. Oh, it is Mike Shanahan, but apparently it's a different Mike Shanahan. Okay.
They got the Wish version of Mike Shanahan.
Yeah, I would hate to be that guy with that name. How would you like to follow that up for the rest of your life? Wait, you're the Mike Shanahan? No, a different one. Oh.
Imagine people interviewing him, and they're like, "Oh my God, we got Mike Shanahan coming
Mike
in."
Shanahan?
And you're like, "Oh,
oh, it's a different Mike Shanahan." Oh man. Well, we appreciate you guys. Cody, Chris, final thoughts?
Yeah, I'm ready to go to bed. That's all I got.
Okay. It's Friday night. I'll be up. I got some baseball work to do.
Yep.
I got to put some information in a Google Doc and get it to Cody. So, yeah.
Good stuff. And I will be watching very intently some NFL football tomorrow. I keep having to re-click on subscribe every time. Weird, James. Not sure why that works.
First person that said that either. I've seen multiple people.
I've seen a few people say, I don't know. It's just.
Y'all have big plans tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm watching the Royal Rumble tomorrow night.
No, I'm gonna be watching football tomorrow, and then I'm going somewhere tomorrow afternoon. I don't know yet. Depends.
I got big plans. I'll be screaming this for most of the night.
Love it.
Just big plans.
Big plans.
Always good to have you on, James. Later, brother. That being said, it's absolutely fantastic show. I appreciate you guys joining us. We will catch you Monday night, 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern, and we will know who's going to the Super Bowl. Wow. It's that time already. I can't believe it's that time already.
I'm going to make a fancy graphic for it, too.
You should. You should make something ridiculously gaudy. Hopefully it does not involve Taylor Swift. So, but then again, I'd love to see the Chiefs go again.
Taylor Swift that someone made on AI.
Yeah. No, that wasn't somebody that made that. That was the computer made that. Nobody made that. That was absolutely the computer that made that, which is scurry. Because, wow. Interesting tidbit for sure. Oof. But anyway, we'll see how that goes. We'll know who the Super Bowl is going to be. Who's playing the Super Bowl? Will it be the Detroit Lions, the San Francisco 49ers, or will it be the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens? Boy, we'll find out. Monday night on the Golden Boot. Don't miss it. 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern. Appreciate you guys once again. You guys have a great rest of your night. Great weekend. Stay golden, everybody. We will see you next time.